it off. Dollar's weaker on it. S&Ps are smoking. I talked about on Monday, I was going to wait till later in the week to look for shorting opportunities. I'll get to that in a minute. On the currency side, it was another banner week for being long yen. I put out buys at 42 the week before, got back in when the throwover was negated. So if you rode this, also the target was 46, right? I said, why not 46 on several videos? And the high was, I'm sorry, only 45.92. So it was off 8 pips. So was this it? It could have been. I didn't reverse up here. I'm out. I'm flat the yen into the NFP, and I think there's a likelihood, and maybe I'm going to miss the first wave, but I would prefer to get short the yen on a day when the dollar is up, not when the dollar is also selling off and 50 lower on the day. The dollar did not reach my target of par 50 to 101.50. It's looking questionable with what the yen is doing, but I think I'll give it a chance over the weekend, see if it could regroup. The euro's just been very stubborn. I don't know, maybe it'll be some weekend event. The pound is still well off the highs, but maybe we need a 3 up here. So I don't have a lot of positions going home. I would say that my strongest conviction trade, which is also something I talked about earlier in the week, was TLT, and it was selling it at the 50% retrace 89.70 and then up at 61.8. The long end's definitely responding, and what was interesting is that what it came up in trade negotiations with Japan. They're our biggest holder of treasuries. They have 1 trillion, and that's going to be part of the negotiations for the trade deal. When you think about trade wars, you think about what's on container ships and the goods they're bringing. You don't think about financial instruments being in play, especially when you're the biggest debtor nation on the planet. So that's their card. I'm looking for a breakdown. We talked about that Basant said he was going to come in and buy bonds. The Treasury was going to buy bonds. Well, they better do it before the breakdown here. And I would say with today, we have a reversal week to the downside. So this was really just a corrective rally of this flagpole of this straight line collapse where the Fed finally stepped in and said they'd provide liquidity at 85, but it's knocked on the cellar door too many times for it eventually next time get through it. So here's your weekly chart. Yeah, it's a red candle. It's pretty weak rally. Is it a 2 week reversal? I don't think so. 87.53. We would need like another 30 to the downside, but I know where I'm wrong now, right? So I'm not saying that I'm going to be right. Right now, it's moving my way, and I'm looking for a breakdown under 85 and eventual uh, revisit this low here at 78, and maybe even lower. So that's a measured move we would have from 100 to 85 would take you down towards 70. But the flag breakdown will take you right back to the lows. So this is my highest conviction trade going home. I'm going to take it. I think there's going to be a problem with bonds that may not even be about new supply, but we've just because of these negotiations, at least with Japan, which is the biggest holder of debt, bigger than China, um, this has now entered the discussion when the last thing this market needs, it's been doing its best just to move sideways, is old supply hitting the market. Taking a look at gold, I still believe we're in a corrective process. We had follow through to the downside this week. Eventually, I think that we could see this moving average tested. It's around 2,700. So that's my target for long-term entries in gold. I think you could be patient. Um, we're having a bit of an update today. I think you can also be patient on some of the miners. They're up today. There's Newmont, but pretty negative week. GDX, pretty negative week. Um, some of the silvers gave up the ghost this week. They're up a little bit today, but there'll be some very good buying opportunities setting up in some of these silver stocks. Like AG could come back and test the lows, maybe around 460, another $1.30 lower. So, I have some candidates lined up. EK, uh, here's a couple areas to pay attention to in silver. I have Hecla drawn out here. Here's Hecla. Okay, so it has a speed line that's going to be coming in under 350 or right back at the lows, maybe new lows. So that'd be a pretty nice buying opportunity in Hecla. And there's one setting up in Coeur d'Alene as well. Here it is. I'm thinking it has one more break to about 4. And look at this gap. That may be a nice area to start buying silver. I favor silver over gold because I'm still looking for the gold silver ratio that it either has flipped or there's going to be one more rally in the gold silver ratio back towards 110. And if I put up, let's say, 4 hours, it's pretty clear. Be clearer with a daily. We've had 2 drives, and there could be one left back to 110, and that may be where silver ends up peaking. See this? Here's 1, here's 2 diverging, and if we had a 3 up towards 110, I think that would be a terminal top up there. That's where you really want to, flip your gold into silver. And this is about when I'd be looking to start buying the silver miners, as this should be a secular turn in the gold silver ratio. Well, I hope everyone had a decent week being long yen. Maybe you caught some of the short TLT with me. Long dollar wasn't bad, wasn't as good as the yen, but it wasn't a loser. And oh yeah, let me cover what hasn't what worked out for a while but isn't right now, and that's the oil. Um, but so far, I guess I could rationalize it. I mean, I bought it on the crash day, so the trade was good. Just an example, I had July calls. I didn't take any off, and they were doubles here. See, so even I get carried away. Thought there'd be some type of military action. I think there's a chance you could be long WTI with a stop under the panic low. And if we have 1.618 from here, that could take you back up towards, 70, back over the $70 level. We'll see what happens over the weekend. And you can't get them all. And remember, you're going to miss trades every day. Say that's okay. There's always another one. You're going to take some losses. You're going to get back profits. You have to go through a lot as a trader and learn to detach, and that's not easy. So you want to get to the place where every trade is just another trade. Not one is more important than the other. But I do believe in trading your highest conviction trades. Because they're ones that you have plenty of evidence for why you're going into them, or you wouldn't even be willing to take risk. So that's a wrap. Everyone have a great weekend. Don't just count your pips, count your blessings. See you next week. Lay it all out on the table again. I think we'll be trying some shorts in the S&Ps next week. Up around 5,800 was the level, so I still need another 130 handles, and that'll give me equality, meaning from this low, the low on April 7th of 4,800 to 55 was a 700 handle rally. So 700 from this low that we had, I don't think it was last week, would give you 58. So we're approaching it. We're over 61.8 is 41, and I don't think we're going to get to 78.6 back, but let's see what happens around this 58 level. Let me see if they're still killing Apple. Yeah. So they announced $1 billion write-off. I'm not short right now. So we'll see if it could recover, but that, it's a pretty ugly candle. The other one I was waiting for was Nvidia, and I thought Nvidia might get up towards this 125 level. That could happen next week, and attempt a short there. Confirm low here, right? Not a diverging low at the last rally. So, my theory is that markets rarely bottom when price is confirming momentum, when momentum is confirming price. All right, I better get out of here. Have a nice weekend, everyone.